Welcome to this video series that's going to be combining EFT or emotional freedom technique tapping with the lessons in A Course in Miracles. My name is Evan. I'm a clinical EFT facilitator. You'll see I have a lot of videos on my channel that take tapping through different processes, different emotions or experiences in life. And I've worked with people, everything from severe traumas to challenges with money and relationships, and find EFT to be a super valuable tool for that. So going through something like the Course in Miracles, which has become increasingly valuable to me, this can be a great tool to help address some of those confronting thoughts, feelings, emotions, doubts that can come up doing this, as well as reinforce the lessons, because you're connecting to your body and you're sending these calming signals to your brain and nervous system. It can help reinforce some of the ideas. So that's why I'm bringing these two together. I'm not claiming to be a Course in Miracles expert or teacher by any means, nor does my EFT practice, is it based on Course in Miracles? Like if you take a session with me, I'm going to be talking about the Course or referencing it. It's not like that. It's not required that you be interested or believe or anything about anything the Course in Miracles says. I'm just bringing these two together because I think they can support each other in a nice way. I will say that one of the things I find so valuable about A Course in Miracles, especially for someone like me who can be very introverted and just wanted a lot of spirituality and meditation and inner work to just be, it's just about me, others be damned, so to speak. I'm just going to develop myself and try to become successful or clear or whatever. Course in Miracles really makes a huge emphasis on how you see every single person or any single person, how you're judging them, how you're viewing them as limited or anything less than, let's say, your own true nature, and their true nature is actually deeply affecting you and them. And kind of we're all in this together in a very profound way that this course leans into. So the only other thing I'll say about the tapping process, if you're not familiar with it, is I will often be starting with a, let's call it a negative statement. So for example, you're one of the course lessons of the day where you're holding someone in mind that you think has wronged you, and you're asked to do a forgiveness type exercise. I might start the statement with something like, even though I'm feeling these emotions towards this person, or even though I'm resisting forgiving this person, for example. Because with EFT, the point is always first to validate, acknowledge what we're actually feeling, and say, even though I'm experiencing this or feeling this, I choose to accept myself anyway. So it's very aligned with Course ideas in that sense that we're bringing things into our awareness, not denying them, not pretending they're just an illusion or a dream, but actually acknowledging that we are experiencing them or perceiving them as real or fearful, and accepting ourselves and working through it. So only this first video of lesson 1 has this. The rest are just going to jump right into it. And so far, the idea is not for me to read the whole lesson at the beginning of each of these. It's just going to be, assume you've read it and start tapping with a little refresher. And we can see if this evolves, if people prefer something else, if anyone looks at these. So taking a look at lesson 1 now. This is the lesson where you are to look at various objects in the room and say, this fill in the blank object does not mean anything. So we'll start tapping here on the side of the hand, and you're just going to repeat after me. Even though it seems as though almost every object I look at, my mind immediately labels, categorizes, maybe judges, states a preference, or assigns a meaning. I choose to accept myself. Even though every object I see, I seem to almost instantly label, define, assign some type of meaning to, and maybe even have a judgment. I choose to honor myself and this process, even though everything I see seems to have some meaning to me, especially those things that I love or highly value. And there are other things I might literally label as garbage. My mind assigns meaning, and here I'm being asked to say that nothing I see has any meaning. And I'm not sure where this is going, but I choose to honor and accept myself, everything I'm feeling, and to be open to the process. Now we're going to tap on the points, and because lesson 1 in Course in Miracles says to only do it for a minute or so, we'll actually do it together, and I'll just say blank while you look at the object, and you just replace blank with whatever you're seeing. So this blank does not mean anything. Gently gazing around to the next object you see. This blank does not mean anything. This blank does not mean anything. And as the lesson says, without overly focusing or straining, in a leisurely way, looking at the next object, this blank does not mean anything. And this blank does not mean anything. And I choose not to discriminate. And now I'm allowing my vision to expand, looking at objects further away, such as out the window. This blank does not mean anything. This blank does not mean anything. This blank does not mean anything. And even this blank does not mean anything. And I'm reminding myself that the lesson says to do this once more. So if this is morning, maybe I'll do it in the evening. And maybe I'm not sure if that had any effect. Maybe it doesn't seem like I even believe what I'm saying at times. But I choose to explore this with an open mind. And to repeat this for another minute later today. Okay, take a breath. So that's the idea. I hope you find this valuable, and you can explore how the tapping might help you remember to do this later, help reinforce some of the lessons. I'd love to hear your comments, thoughts as this continues, and I will see you tomorrow on lesson number 2. See you then.